listen to what you just said.
Yeah.
Most of the illegals are asylum seekers. Asylum seeking is not illegal, Michael.
No, it's not.
Is asylum seeking illegal?
That's a pathway.
Oh, sorry then.
The people that we would call illegal aliens, non-citizens in the United States who aren't on a green card, who are not here on a visa, are most of them asylum seekers or are they economic migrants?
What percent of the people deported?
You're not going to answer that question because you know the answer.
Wait, no.
Okay, so I need you to stop whatever you are doing right now and pay close attention to what you are about to watch. Because this is one of those rare moments where somebody walks into a room full of people who completely disagree with them, and instead of backing down, they just start firing facts one after another, and the room goes quiet. This is not your typical debate on a stage. This is a real bar in Nashville with a real crowd who came ready to argue. So when Adam Mockler stands up, he already knows the crowd is against him. But what makes this truly crazy is not just the courage. It is the specific facts he drops that nobody on that side ever talks about. Stay with me because this gets really interesting really fast.
Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach when it comes to this. I want to start off with the fundamental idea. Everybody in here agrees that if somebody is here illegally and they commit crimes, get them the out of here, right?
Yes.
Get them the hell out of here.
Yeah.
If somebody is here, listen.
Yeah, did you just hear what
not
you
all
said?
of
If they're
them.
here illegally.
No, not all of them.
You said if they're here illegally.
Not all of them.
Michael, is there a difference between a civil and a criminal violation?
Well,
wait, is crossing the border illegally a civil or a criminal violation?
It depends on the case, but it can be a civil violation.
It can be a civil violation,
if
so
it's
it's
a
not
repeat
inherently
violation,
illegal. So can I just...
It can be a civil
Okay, so let's
violation.
all start off with the fundamental idea
But
that
it's
if
still
somebody
illegal.
is
It's
here
still illegal,
illegally...
right?
No, it's not. It is a civil violation.
Well,
it is not a criminal...
What does illegal mean?
Criminals.
What does illegal refer to? It refers to the law.
Okay, so let me just get into this. I can start with the fundamental idea that if somebody is here illegally and they commit crimes, they should be sent to another country's prison. And I'm a libtard. By all standards, I'm a libtard, and I believe that. But that is not what the Trump administration is prioritizing. They have reallocated funds meant for the deportation of criminals towards the deportation of farm workers, the deportation of people going to the courthouse. Trump made a true social post. Listen, Trump made a true social post where he said, all the great farmers of Iowa just called me and said, I'm deporting too many of their... Did that happen? Did he make that true social post?
Yeah, unfortunately, he stopped deporting them, but he should have continued deporting them.
So your issue right here is that you always say liberals are taking these 80-20 positions, and you're not quite there, but you're getting closer to the 80-20 position than we are. 70% of Americans want a legal pathway for people who are here contributing to the country, and what Donald Trump is doing, one more point, what Donald Trump is doing is criminalizing asylum en masse and prioritizing the deportation of farm workers and other people.
Adam, most of the illegals are asylum seekers or are they economic migrants?
Wait, listen to what you just said.
Yeah.
Most of the illegals are asylum seekers. Asylum seeking is not illegal, Michael.
No, it's not.
Is asylum seeking illegal?
I'm asking.
That's a pathway.
Oh, sorry then.
The people that we would call illegal aliens, non-citizens in the United States who aren't on a green card, who are not here on a visa, are most of them asylum seekers or are they economic migrants?
What percent of the people deported...
You're not going to answer that question because you know the answer.
Wait, no. What percent of the people deported have had criminal violations? It's only 30 to 40%.
Yeah.
So 60% of the people deported have no criminal violations. Guys.
Okay, pause right here because I need you to actually process what just happened. Adam just dropped a stat that the entire crowd conveniently ignored. He said 60% of the people being deported right now have 0 criminal violations. 0. Not a parking ticket. Not a speeding fine. Nothing. And think about what that actually means for a second. Because the entire argument from the other side has always been built on this idea that deportations are targeting dangerous criminals. That is the headline. That is what gets repeated over and over. But when someone pulls out the actual numbers and says, wait, more than half the people being removed have no criminal record at all, suddenly the whole framing of the argument falls apart completely. And watch how the room reacts to this. Nobody pushes back on the number itself. Nobody says the statistic is wrong. They just kind of move on like it was not said. That is actually one of the most revealing things in this entire video. Because when you cannot argue against the fact, you just pretend the fact was never spoken. And then on top of that, Adam brings up something even more specific. He mentions that Trump himself posted about farmers in Iowa calling him saying he was deporting too many of their workers. And Michael Knowles actually confirms it happened. He confirms it and then says Trump should have kept going anyway. That moment right there tells you everything you need to know about where this debate really stands.
They're not rounding up.
Can I test the audience? Can I test you guys? If somebody comes over here and seeks asylum and what they try to do is build a better life, build a family, and they're working on a farm, do you guys think there should be a path to citizenship to become an American? That is the antithesis of what America stands for. You guys are anti-American then.
Yeah, you are.
You are anti-American.
Can you imagine going to a Nashville bar, talking to great patriots and saying you're anti-American? That's the craziest thing
America
I ever
was
heard.
built off of immigration.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Adam, you can finish your point. Then we got some questions.
Right here.
Okay.
Okay, to the panel. Americans will work every single job. They just want to be paid a wage that's worth it and treated well. The only reason, let me talk. The only reason that we have illegal immigration and so much legal immigration is because the corporate lobby wants cheap labor and they can treat their workers like shit.
Hey, hold on. I want to make a correction. The other reason is that Democrats want a permanent electoral majority.
Correct.
That's the other reason.
They want an electorate where they do not have to campaign. They don't need good ideas. They will just win every single election because of the people they imported.
That's funny
So,
because
okay, no,
Latinos went red.
No,
Latinos went closer to being red this election, so it's kind of funny.
Do you think that once we deport everyone, that suddenly Congress is going to raise minimum wage?
It's not about the minimum
not.
wage. It's about labor economics.
And also
Wages go up when there are less people to do the job.
Who are taking
Wages will go up when there's less people to do the job.
Them.
That guy is seriously vying for a VIP table spot.
Wait. I want to say something. No, I want to say one more thing.
Am I going to go?
Okay, I want to say one more thing right now.
Okay.
So this whole mass deportation thing, first off, they're not going to raise minimum wage for you because everyone's
I'm not
fine.
asking you to do that.
And you
I'm
should,
not asking you to do that.
I think what he's saying is because
it's not about the minimum wage.
Right, because there are pressures on the labor market when you flood it with local.
I'm a
So
contractor.
you should blame the men at the top who are hiring and exploiting them. That's
because
why.
they're available. That's
also,
the market.
This
That's
whole
the
mass
market.
deportation thing, just so everyone knows, it is all to fuel the racism in this country.
No, it's
when
not.
in reality,
No, it's not.
when in reality, stop. In reality, the only color that matters in this country is green. Are you green enough? And 99% of us are not. So you're not going to get a pass unless you could pay for it.
Yep. But
money.
But to our earlier point, if that were true, though, Ceci, the illegal aliens are a drain on resources at the state and local level.
Not.
So
They're not. They're not.
according to the
They
CBO,
take more than they
the
put in.
Congressional Budget Office.
Oh, the CBO that you guys don't trust when it's convenient for you?
But also according to the
do you
National
trust the
Academies
CBO
of
on the
Science.
big beautiful bill?
Well, I certainly trust it more than Adam Mockler. Do you believe the CBO or no?
Listen, if we enacted the mass deportation that Donald Trump wants, over the next decade, $900 billion would increase the deficit, 3.3% of our GDP would be hopped off. Okay, wait.
Who pays for their health care?
Wait, can I ask you a question? Would you be okay with people being here, immigrating here?
Probably not. No.
Listen.
Probably not.
Can I ask you
Probably
what?
not.
So you're just un-American.
Wait, I just want to
So
ask
you're
you
just
this.
un-American.
I wasn't born here. I wasn't even born here. No,
You weren't born here?
No.
And you don't want people to immigrate here?
Because we have more than enough.
Yeah, we
That
got
is
more than
pulling
way
the
more
ladder.
than enough.
You know what? You
Are
should
you
get out
gay
of
and you
my
hate
country.
gay people too?
It's my country
You weren't
too.
born here.
That doesn't matter.
Right? That's the
Wait,
mindset.
guys.
No, it's not. I want to do what's
I don't
best
see
for
any
Americans
That's the
contradiction
here
with it.
today
mindset,
now.
and you're not from here.
That's okay.
You're a hypocrite. You're a
Okay.
hypocrite.
I don't think it's hypocritical to come to a
It's
country
100%
and then say
hypocritical.
we
I don't know.
shouldn't
That no
flood it
one
with
else is
foreigners.
allowed after
I don't really
me.
want this guy in my country. I don't know.
I do. I want to elect that
Nah,
guy
I
to,
think you
I don't know,
gotta go.
Senate or something. I definitely want that
You're
guy.
also a little brown.
Jesus.
You say he looks brown?
That's what they're doing if you look the wrong skin color. If you have the wrong tattoos, they're just picking you up.
All right, do we have
That's
another
it.
question back there?
Wait, I have a question. Are you guys okay with ICE racially profiling?
Oh, so we got a bunch of racists in the audience.
Well, hold on. If
Are
you're
you
go-
okay
if
with ICE racially profiling?
I think if ICE is confronted with a little Norwegian grandma and a guy named Jose who doesn't speak a lick of English and either trying to pick up illegals, probably go for Jose, right?
That's not what the racial
Is that
profiling
racial
that they're
profile?
doing?
Technically, that's probably
That's
racial
not
profiling.
what I'm talking about. You can go to
What
an
are you
extreme
talking
example.
about? I
but-
said you got a Norwegian and a Hispanic. You're picking up illegal
So
aliens.
you're
Who
picking
are you
the
gonna look
white
at?
person is what you're doing.
I would not pick the white person because
You
she
just said
didn't.
no.
She
You're
didn't come
hopping
here
to the
illegally.
most extreme example, but do you think you should be able to go somewhere and if there's a group of people speaking Spanish, you should be able to directly target them due to the Spanish that they're speaking,
Well,
due to the
speaking
race?
speaking
due
Spanish
to their
is not a race.
I'm just talking about the profiling.
Plenty
that
of
they
white
do.
people speak Spanish.
I'm
Even
talking
black
about
people do too.
They are
So that's not a race.
profiling people
That's-
based on their language, their skin color, and things. That's what I'm saying. And are you
But
guys
hold on, that's different, Adam. That's a very important point. You're saying should we profile people based on strictly one criterion? And I would say probably not. That's probably a broad brush.
But they think we should.
Hold on, but
The audience thinks
hold
we
on.
should.
But
So you
what
disagree
if-
with your own audience.
No. You just said.
Wait, should we racial
hold on,
profile?
Hold on. But what you just said was race, speaking a foreign
That's what
language
they're doing.
in an enclave that's segregated from the mainstream community, speaking in their own way. Well, now you got like 5 different touch points. Yes, I would
Okay,
say Tom
here's
Homan.
the-
Round them up.
Here's the problem. The Trump administration has admitted they have done illegal deportations. When they brought back Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia...
Kilmar Abrego, give me a break.
Wait.
This gangster from Maryland, the Democrat
Wait.
Senator Chris Van Hollen, love of his life.
Wait a minute. If he's
Yes.
a gangster, why did the Trump administration bring him back?
He's being prosecuted right now in the United States.
Why did they bring him back?
Because some two-bit federal judge made him do it, so now he's being prosecuted here.
Why would they agree if it was just... Trump always disagrees with judges. Why would he bring him back? It's
Because Trump's not a tyrant like you people always say that he is. He follows the law, he listens to the courts, and he works within the system of laws. Okay, now, who was the VIP in that round? Do we even have to ask?
And that is honestly what makes this whole thing so fascinating to watch. Because at the end of the day, what you just saw was not really a debate about immigration policy. It was a debate about what kind of country America actually wants to be. And the most uncomfortable part of this entire video is not anything Adam said. It is not anything Michael said. It is that audience member who admits he was not even born in America and then says he does not want more people immigrating here. And instead of that being a contradiction, he genuinely believes he is doing what is best for the country. Now, I am not here to tell you who was right and who was wrong tonight. I think you are smart enough to form your own opinion after watching this. But what I will say is this. The moment a conversation about policy turns into people calling each other un-American in a bar, something has already broken down long before anyone showed up that night. The real question this video leaves you with is not about deportation numbers or legal definitions. It is about what we actually agree America is supposed to mean in the first place. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if this video made you think differently about anything at all, share it with someone who needs to see it.